Hi guys, welcome back to my pregnancy vlog. This week it is, oh wait, I should probably introduce myself. Sorry, pregnancy brain. Okay, I'm Eva Mori Martino of Motherhood and Lifestyle blog, Happily Ever After, and I am currently 15 weeks pregnant with my third baby. It's a boy. And I am here to give you a little update on what 15 weeks has been like this time around. So the baby is now the size of an avocado, which all of a sudden seems really big to me. I don't know why, but I'm suddenly like, wow, I'm nearly 4 months pregnant and this is almost halfway over, and all of a sudden, all of the logistical concerns are coming to the forefront of my mind, namely, where he's gonna sleep. So I actually wrote a blog post that published this week about that because a lot of people were asking me. And also just, logistics in terms of, since I do own my own business, how I'm gonna take maternity leave, what that's gonna look like, what I'm putting into place so that I can do that. So these are all things that I don't have complete answers to yet. Of course, I'm going to share when I do, but they're just things that I'm thinking about right now as I kind of navigate this time in the pregnancy. I also wanted to touch base on my cravings. So this past week, or weekend, I should say, my husband and I went to the Ohana Festival in Laguna. So it's a rock music festival that Eddie Vedder puts on every year. It benefits, I believe, the Ocean Fund. I should know this because I read it all weekend, but pregnancy brain again, I'm blanking on the name. I'll remember it. Anyway, it's an amazing concert because it's a benefit and it was just really impeccably run. But we were there mostly to see Eddie Vedder play, and we also were there to see the Red Hot Chili Peppers play, and then the Strokes were the first night, so that was already amazing. And then I personally got to know a little bit about Nathaniel Rateliff and the Night Sweats, which is an awesome band, and I loved them. For me, they were kind of the best surprise of the festival, so that was super fun. But of course, going to a music festival pregnant is not necessarily the easiest thing to wrap your mind around or to do. So I was a little bit nervous going in, but it ended up being totally fine. We didn't go that early during the day, so we missed a lot of the smaller performers. But the festival was beautifully run, and like the bathrooms were good. They were really nice, and there were really good food trucks, so that was really nice. And then they actually had some bleachers set up, so we would just make sure that we got there early enough to get a spot on the bleachers. I should have brought cushions because by the third night of it, the last night, my lower back was just hurting so much from like sitting upright on like metal bleachers. So that wasn't that fun, that part. But otherwise, all in all, it was great. And I love that my baby boy got to hear some of the amazing music going on around him. So that was really fun. And another great thing about the trip was that, in my opinion, so we used to live in California, in Los Angeles, and California has the best Mexican food. I've heard that the Mexican food in Texas is like even better, if not as good. So I haven't had the Mexican food in Texas, but in California, it's incredible. And so I really all I wanted to eat when we were there was Mexican food. We found some incredible places. So this place, Carmelita's in Laguna, is absolutely unreal. I ate like 3 entrees there, basically. I not exaggerate. I mean, not basically, like actually. And so I guess coming out of that trip, my cravings have kind of transitioned into a lot of Mexican food. So tacos and rice and beans and hot sauce, hot salsas. So that's kind of what I'm craving. And then I still have an aversion to steak. So I've had that pretty much my whole pregnancy. I've not shaken it. I'm still feeling it. So that is kind of a bummer. I also have noticed sorry, I'm like so brain dead right now. I like can't find language because of pregnancy. Again, it has emerged. So I like can't figure out how to speak English right now. That the smell thing. So I'm really bothered by smells right now. I don't know why it suddenly came out of nowhere. I was having it a lot in my first trimester, and then I guess I got a little bit of a break from it, but now it's really bothering me. So that was interesting, flying on the plane and plane bathrooms and everything. So right now, in terms of the pregnancy itself and our baby, he developmentally is at that stage where most of his facial features are already formed. So he's making a lot of expressions in there and like he can suck his thumb, his suck reflex is there. So I just love imagining what's going on kind of in his little secret private world inside. And the kids are really into it too. So we talk a lot about what we think he's doing, and it's just really cool having been through it 2 times before, and then having my first 2 kids old enough where they really can talk about it and we can have whole conversations about him, and I can explain a lot more to them this time around than I could to Marlo the last time, because she was barely 1.5 whenever I found out I was pregnant. She was younger than that actually. So she was only 2 when he was born. So it's a totally different thing this time around, and that has been really, really fun. Another milestone is that I actually have my first real midwife appointment this upcoming week. So if you're new to the blog or to me, so I actually home birth my babies. This will be my 3rd home birth. And I do a kind of dual care throughout the process, which is sometimes typical with people who home birth. But so I do, all of the blood tests and the ultrasounds and everything, but then I also do midwife appointments and I birth with a midwife. And so my first real appointment with my midwives for this pregnancy, because my first pregnancy I birthed in LA. My second I birthed with incredible midwives in Connecticut, but they retired 2 years ago. And at the time I was like, oh, great, congrats. Like I didn't think about it because I didn't think I was gonna have a 3rd baby. And then when I got pregnant, I was calling them like in a panic, but they hooked me up with some awesome midwives. So so my first real appointment with them. And midwife appointments are super different than traditional OBGYN appointments. They're a lot longer, they're a lot more personal. And it's part of what attracted me to the process of home birth so much. So I'm really looking forward to it. And I'm a little nervous in a way, like you are at the start of any relationship that you know is going to be a meaningful relationship. It's kind of hard to describe if you haven't been through it before, but I think you go into any of these things with like a few nerves. And I don't know, having experienced a pregnancy loss before, anytime I have an appointment for anything with this baby, I'm a little bit anxious in the beginning until I know that everything's okay. So I'm looking forward to it a lot, but I have those same nerves that I get sometimes for appointments. And I'm trying to figure out what else is new about 15 weeks. I just can't believe we're almost at 16 weeks. But overall, this trimester has been really good to me and such a game changer because I was so sick the first trimester. Hope you enjoyed this little update. I will keep you posted again next week. I'll stand up so you can see my little bump. I'm wearing a very clingy dress today. There he is.